Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Fargo, Season 3, Episode 4, The Narrow Escape Problem. Meredith, Alonso. Well, okay, what episode did you think that one twin was gonna pass for the other one?
I mean, it took them long enough.
Yeah, like, I wasn't sure if it was gonna be immediately or like 8,
I always thought like from the get-go that Emmett was gonna be killed off and then Ray was gonna have to
take his
him
place.
The whole season. That would have been, that would have been interesting. But yeah, but it was well done. And
yes.
I'm like, oh, you people of St. Cloud, you just like, come on. Like apparently maybe Emmett doesn't go to the bank as much, but it was.
Well, I liked that's the great bluff where it's like I'm not going to play along. I'm going to be extra obnoxious, even though I'm worried about getting caught, and that's going to get people off their guard, and that's going to make them hop too.
And watching Ewan McGregor play 3 characters, he plays Emmett, he plays Ray, and then he has to play Ray
as Emmett. Yeah.
And that was just, I mean, but you said that switch when that went into play, I was like, oh man, I buy this. I believe this. This is good. This is good times.
This is how people with money behave.
Exactly. All right. So I have to ask you, when it started out with the whole like Peter and the Wolf, these are the parts everyone's going to play. Did you think it might have just been like an orchestra performance where no one was going to talk? Because for
the whole episode,
I almost was like, are we just going to? Is this going to be like an orchestra? Are we just going to watch a musical performance?
This show could do that if they wanted to. I did not expect. I did not think that's how it's going. That was Billy Bob Thornton.
It was, it was Billy Bob Thornton, which was that was very nice to have him come back doing the narration.
But as soon as he said the cat will be played by the bird will be played, like we're doing this, okay,
it was
because that is like did when you were in 2nd grade you get taken to the orchestra, and yes, of course.
Yeah, or your school does a play version of Peter and the Wolf, and you get cast as a shrub. And I'm not talking about Sean Spicer.
So now we have a second cop and a second menstruating woman. There's a lot of connections going on here.
This is so good. I really liked Winnie. She's very interesting. She's very forward, which is nice because Carrie Coon's character is she's a little slow. She's a little like not as assertive as.
Well, she's sharp, but she's reticent.
Not slow as thinking, but just like slow to action, I guess. But you're right. Yeah, she's not as quick to the.
But no, and again, like didn't quite know that episode 4 would be when they were really going to start piecing all this together, because she's all like Stussy, Eden Prairie, Eden Valley. Like she's already like it's
getting to, which makes me wonder if they're going to continue deviating from the formula that they've set up for the last 2 seasons, and maybe we'll get more of a headway mid-season and almost get like either a second arc or because this stuff with Varga is just
that's obviously going places.
I wonder if that's the real the Stussy brother thing is this underlying thing that we think is the big plot line, but really with the Varga thing, just jumping over to him real quick.
Yes.
That's scene in the truck, the semi truck, where they go back into the semi truck and there's like bunk beds and I didn't realize this, but my boyfriend had to explain this to me. There's a whole like thing and it's called hold on, I have it. Stealth camping. And he was explaining to me stealth camping, and there's a whole. My boyfriend might be a prepper. There's this whole subset of like rich people, especially out here in LA, that really do believe in hoarding their money, acting as if they don't have a lot of money, and they have like these like utilitarian looking vehicles that they'll like live in, God forbid the apocalypse happens. And or even like the stealth camping idea of like people will just go to Europe for a month and they'll like rent like a Astro van or whatever's the Ford whatever van now, and they'll like build it out to live in. And so seeing that, I was like, what is it? I'm like, are they spies? Like, what is going on?
It's an ambulatory panic room, maybe.
And that whole speech he gives to Emmett over, after dinner
about who the truly rich are. Yeah, I know. There's a lot happening there, and that he's bulimic.
Yeah, I know. What a weird little.
Which explains a lot about the teeth, but I mean we don't get a lot of male characters with eating disorders.
No.
That's still fairly rare, but I think obviously it sort of builds up to being kind of metaphorical in a way, obviously. And meanwhile, of course, I love all of the Michael Stolbarg, like when he sees a cop and he also sees the one of Vargas guys. There's like, I didn't call you. I did not call the cops.
Well, I loved when Gorka was just like, I'm like, what, like great little like subtle character acting right there. I love that. Like, I mean, you know, that's in the background. I'm paying more attention to that than like the scene that's going on with Winnie and Sly.
And you know, it's funny because you almost imagine something like that happening with Comey in the White House.
I know.
I didn't call you. This was not. I'm not part of any investigation. But that's another story. Yes, I know. Yeah, no. So here's the thing, though. Do we buy, as upset as Emmett is, that he would miss the meeting with the bridge sponsor?
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I don't know that you're that upset.
Yeah, unless it was like in another city and he couldn't like get taxi fare or something. But like, yeah, that whole part where he's just sitting in the bar drinking with his box of stuff, I'm like, you know how important this is. Well,
and you have just traded in your career for this relationship.
Actually, let me pull back a bit on that. The bridge thing has always been
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah. So it's always been her pushing it and Ray going along with it. I feel like, you know, this was a big turning point for him where he, you know, maybe started to question what his bosses told him.
Nikki Swango.
Nikki Swango, right. Yeah, because they called her some dirty name in the office earlier.
You could cook bacon on her.
Yeah, on her Swango. But yeah, so I wonder if it's like a break for Ray where he starts to question
the whole
things.
thing.
Yeah, because I mean that's a big, you know, he's gone to a lot of lengths now to really do things for this woman, and he ultimately lost the one good thing he had going for him, which was his job. That's the only thing he kind of ever made for himself.
I guess, yeah, but at the same time, it's like they're kind of in this together now with killing the guy with the air conditioner and all.
And he defended her to such lengths. I don't know. I mean, I think it just shows that he's more complex than maybe we've even seen previous Fargo characters. Is that, you know, he's not going to just follow down this path that we expect him to.
True, yeah. I mean, generally it's sort of like one bad decision followed by subsequent like even worse decisions, and he's at least sort of trying to put the brakes on and
even just a
figure
moment,
out where he's standing.
Like a pause, just that pause might change everything that we expect from this show.
This is true. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I have to ask.
Sorry.
Why can't Gloria activate any infrared device?
You know, are you watching The Leftovers?
No.
Because Carrie Coon has the same problem on The Leftovers.
Okay.
There's a whole episode where she's at the airport pressing the button. She's the door, like it's the exact same thing. It's so weird.
Like actually, Carrie Coon cannot like activate doors or
she is a ghost. Yeah. You never see her in a mirror in the show. No, I don't know what's going on.
So I just if anyone in the comments wants to add to that, please. I've actually been trying to go in and talk to people in the comments. So if you guys have any,
have at it.
Yeah,
you're braver than I.
People are great, and if anyone has any theories on,
be nice to
Carrie Coon, they're not, but that's fine.
Okay,
I'm still nice to them.
There you
go. Yeah, I want to know. So,
okay, all right. No, this is a good. I hope we get some resolution there.
Yeah, me too.
It is a little weird. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.